Oh my goodness,
It
that
would.
would be too much. That would be going too far, my friend.
And the funniest part about this is, if you told me, if you took the nameplates away, I would have thought that GENG draft was a T1 draft. And this is...
And playing for the team fights later on. We've also seen that Orianna can lack a bit of damage depending on what the build is going to be. I think my favorite was from Shanks a little bit more recently, which was like Shadow Flames and all sorts of mega damage builds and items, and that sounds really fun. Let's get into it.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
I was waiting for some fan chants, but we didn't get any fan chants. Did we miss them?
Maintain a nice amount of pressure. Keen did go for Conqueror, by the way. We've still seen decent mix between that and the Grasp. Gwen.
Oh, Duro. Flash traded. As Goomer is just going to flash away.
Ooh, flash Ebb Barrier. And he'll use as well, so somewhat positive trade here. Duro playing aggressive on the Bard.
Yep, there are two Corkies here, and if there's two Corkies, it's going to make the cleanse not very useful. Chronicler, so that's my assessment. Still very even when it comes to the summoner spells. In fact, three Corkies. Never mind, it's completely out of control here for T1. As you can see, Carrier taking a bit of damage by Ruler, who is standing his ground. Got the Brad moving away. There is a Wukong making his way in and a Vi lurking in the area as well. We'll see whether there is actually going to be any action, as the health trade certainly favoring Ruler for the moment.
Yeah, I think both junglers just showing up, trying to...
Ooh, immediate cleanse, making use of that one.
Fourth shot!
Carrier turns back, but it is going to be the Deadly Flourish avoided. And Gumayusi Carrier going to look for a little bit of a back angle.
That would have been big if that hits.
Ooh, never mind.
The pre-6 dive?
Yep, holding onto it here is Gumayusi. Nimbus Strike going to come on through, and it's actually Duro that takes the kill. And the teleport is going to be in a little bit late here by Doran. Does have the equalizer available though, but they just take a magical journey to safety as Tibbers gets a little bit angry, but so does the orb. And now Chovy's looking to chase down, get the flash forward, and there is the flash in to follow. Ona locks down the kill onto Chovy, and it may have just all been a bait.
They're still able to maintain as much pressure to set up for a dive. Pre-6 Wukong dives just aren't that good. And then here, Chovy thinks he has an angle on Faker. I assume the shield just barely is enough. There we go.
He's dead again.
That's the cost of that flash. That's only what happened.
Yeah, we're going to check it out one more time. Yes, and indeed, Carrier is here to make his way over. There's also an equalizer. So it's Doran. That's who the other person was.
Oh, it's Doran. There you go. But nicely done by Carrier.
They will be able to upgrade some shoes. The equalizer goes down, but the exhaust is there from Keen, who's snipping around the rift. Does have his needles out as well, but Faker's making his way down, and Keen has now just realized that he's likely dead. Wants to be able to trade this one for the kill against Doran. Let's see whether he can actually get there, as never mind. Faker just comes on over, stuns him up, and Keen will just walk underneath the turret, hoping to deny an assist to Doran.
Or a more tanky build, which...
yeah.
makes sense given the comp. Might still be dead though.
He is, his flash isn't up. As Tempered Fate is going to buy him a little bit of time, but otherwise not too much. It does take him a little while longer. Pop Blossom is going to be invested. Ruler comes on down though, and Tibbers is angry, but it's still going to be T1 that are running away from the bottom lane of GENG.
They do so for that kill.
Yeah, Pop Blossom, I guess, as well, but Shockwave's going to come down towards his bottom side. As Chovy, I think, is a little angry. They get the Cyclone as well. That is going to guarantee that the Annie goes down. As Duro, you got to stop this, man. Oh dear, that could be 50 gold over to Chovy as well. Maybe playing Annie into Chovy himself is actually a bad idea, because it just puts an extra minion on the map for him.
I think this movement, yeah, the movement by Ruler kind of gives away that owner's like, can I take that? Right, guys?
All right, well, Duro and Canyon are in here. They're going to get the Cyclone out as Ona will get the ult in. Doran is following as Gwen's in the mix, and they're looking for the Rumble as well. Magical Journey going to be taken. Ona will get taken down, but it's a double Pop Blossom. Keen is going to go down, and Canyon nowhere to run. Duro, the same situation. It's going to have to really find some magic here.
Run, Bard, run!
Yeah, that is going to be the old flame spitter, and down goes the Bard. Chovy's farming, Ruler's farming, but the rest of the team is dead. GENG throughout this entire game, and that is going to continue as here towards the bottom side of the map.
What if we try to kill Doran again?
Well, he's just going to ult the wave. The cannon is going to come through with another melee, and we're going to see whether we can kill him underneath this turret. Another Cyclone does come in. Decoy going to help take him out there as the Tempered Fate will deactivate the turret, and that will allow everyone to get out of here. Just a Rumble but this outer turret is going to feel pretty good as now Keen dashing after Faker here. The flash does come out, and now Faker's definitely dead. That flash was never saving him ever. All right, here's another little catch. As we can see, Keen was in the mist for a while, but the equalizer is going to come down. That's another kill going over to Gumayusi. Did take a fair bit of damage, but not quite enough. As now Doran in a little bit of trouble, but maybe Ruler is as well, but finally does get that last shot into the Rumble. Yeah, Ruler has ult, and they don't have a Rumble. So maybe this is going to be a dragon that T1 feel like they can give up. Just one Cloud isn't end of the world.
Especially when Ruler and Doro still are there, so Drake's going to go over to GENG. As chovy is in a trap.
Yep, they're going in. Who's trapping who? As the shockwave is fantastic to deny Faker's approach. And now Owner is in a little bit of trouble, but he's continuing to go in. This guy has no fear at all as the rockets do start raining down, and Gumayusi will say, cease fire, everyone. They will acquiesce, at least for now. Keen and Doran continuing to just 1v1 here towards the bottom side, and Gumayusi will come back towards the mid lane because Ruler is continuing to shove that one out. Are we going to go for it as chovy is backing?
Did they not
Who is baiting? Who is? There it is! Canyon comes on over and that is 2 dead. Chovy just knew. I guess GENG had all the information. And T1 caught napping as we've got a little bit of a dive here as the equalizer. That is not a dive that you could take. Beautifully played here by Doran, but on the top side, it's a mess. Keen is running away, but I don't know whether he's necessarily the target that they want to be going on. Can be slippery, although it has worked in the past. As now Duro could be in trouble, but he's also not the target they're looking for. The equalizer is weird, to say the least. And T1 now without that big tool. The needlework's coming out there. The Pop Blossom is going to connect on a new shockwave onto 4 people!
Oh no!
5! My god, the cyclone, and they all explode! It is over! As GENG, they'll take a celebratory dragon, and oh god, T1, that is not where you want it to be! Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, not too bad.
It's Korean summer, you know, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's it's not great. Faker's dead, and Jibber's gold.
The impact in the lane as well as in the side lanes, able to find some plays even towards Keen. Not being allowed to really play the game is...
There's a flash in. That's going to be another cosmic finding. Doran taking some time being CC'd and will get caught by the very edge of that tempered fate. I've seen other ones of those miss. As Keen is going to snip him up. It is now going to be Keen versus the bottom lane, but the Pop Blossom going to do nothing against the stasis that he brings out. Given over as T1 are looking for a miracle here, and that is precisely what they're going to need.
Well, they can definitely bully them off here. Like, chovy needs to walk all the way over. They need to hurry up, though.
You say definitely. Keen is on a flank angle as Carrier could be in a little bit of trouble here as Duro going to be cleansing himself. The Deadly Flourish comes down there. There's the curtain call as Canyon gets out of the pit. This Baron is so extraordinarily low. It's down to 1,100, and it's going to be secured by Gumayusi. He's in the back of the pit, and he just gets sliced up like a ham. And it's going to be Ruler that takes that kill. Now Carrier wanting to keep at least another one of these Barons alive as Canyon comes... Boop. They are not looking ridiculous. To slow down at any point in time. They could take a vacation if they felt like it, and they would still be there for the World Championship as they have made playoffs of the LCK already. As chovy is going to throw out his ultimate, but only onto Owner, and then just runs away, has Phase Rush, and is going to get Pop Blossom. They're going to see whether they can take him down, but he goes golden. The Tempered Fate to make people even more golden, as finally is going to get taken out, but unfortunately the trade, I think, is going to be a little too great. That being said, killing chovy probably feels great, and that's the best they're going to get because their Nexus is about to explode.
Hey, they got 6 stacks off of the Magi's as well.
Oh, that is a really good point. Faker does manage to almost take down Canyon here. That was very close. As Carrier is likely going to get booped. That is a decent little Captain Jack there from Ruler, but unable to quite kill him. And so Carrier will be able to watch on as his Nexus goes down. But T1 will drop this one. GENG looking poised to hit that number 28. 12 for Gumayusi is fantastic, although when Rapid Fire comes in for TF, being a Xayah just feels terrible. Exactly right. So yeah, I'm also not sold. I would agree with you. I think that chovy's Twisted Fate is built well and truly different and has evolved over time. This was our example earlier on in the day for a reason. And we'll see whether we're going to look silly with pie on our face after T1 bring us to a third game, or whether it's GENG just continuing the trend towards 28 in a row.
There was yelling earlier.
Yeah, I just thought that maybe this time around we'd get there. Just having a good time.
Does have his ult.
Yeah, I don't think you're killing Keen here. Like, the amount of times we saw Keen, okay, he's gone all out though, as now the Destiny coming towards the top side, and yeah, the Sejuani was here, but she can't save him from that. That is first blood going over to the Cassante machine.
Yup.
It's glorious. Well, Destiny is not exactly kind to Doran here towards the top side of the map, as Keen's going all out, Chovy's going all in, and Doran is real dead. That is a kill going over to the Twisted Fate. And feeling happy about it is Doran.
Not again.
He just got back. He doesn't want the dying spree. Not a dying spree, as that's a bit of a drive-by. It doesn't quite work here for Canyon, as Chovy does find a blue card. Not sure about that one, as Doran's going to be able to take down the Skarner, and it's a disaster here for GENG, as T1 even out the kills and well and truly strike back.
Carry up the hero that Doran needed. Making sure that his top laner stays alive after these continued dives. And now, all of a sudden, T1 is winning on multiple sides of the map. They're able to push in and bot, bullying Keen off the turret as Chovy.
Yeah, this is a big deal if they can lock down this kill, and they got 3 people here. He wants to deal with the minions that are in position as he flashes away from his turret, and that is going to mean that he's dead. Cute little gold card towards the end there, but not going to be able to get too much. He still has a massive gold lead, but he's now not on the map in the stadium. Let's just see, as Gumayusi taking a lot of damage there, and in fact, the culling comes on out here from Ruler. Owner going to be blocking that one, but Gumayusi is out of this fight now. Does have to eat the honey fruit.
Chovy has ult. Gotta be a little careful.
Yeah. Probably doesn't want to use it, because I think Chovy would prefer just to be parked in lane. Does actually throw out the Destiny. Hasn't gated around just yet, as the gold card does come on through, but that is a big cooldown that they now take as he makes his way back towards the rest of his team. Gumayusi does have half of his health bar back up once again, but Canyon has position now on this Rift Herald. It looks like GENG might be the ones to claim that one, as Ruler parked in mid is going to put on that extra pressure.
Are they actually going to get it off that? That's crazy.
Kind of ridiculous.
I think T1 is still going to look for the contest, and look, Faker making his way over.
Yeah, let's see whether the pitching can find the angle, as the Glacial Prison doesn't quite get there, as now Chovy gets the gold card onto Faker. And now for the rest of the fight, Canyon going down extraordinarily low. There's the jungler out of it. Emperor's Divide, not really finding it, but it pushes them out of the pit as Keen. He's gone all out, but he is, in fact, all out. Double knock up there from Carrier as well. Looking fantastic. Ruler frontlining doesn't want to, as he flashes to get out of the way, and that is Faker on the board with a kill on Duro that he was looking for before. And Chovy not going to get hit by that grand entrance, but I still think he's in a bit of trouble here, as Ruler wanting to try and catch them off guard, as another gold card is locked in. Wildcard's actually hitting all of them there, as somehow it's Faker that managed to just take down Ruler. Chovy will survive, and T1 limp away.
The door might be caught.
This is a really awkward position here as Canyon walks over the wall. They get the information here with the Destiny, as there is the Glacial Fissure, and all the Emperor's Divide by Faker is glorious as they lock down Chovy. They'll also take the Skarner, as well as Gumayusi in a little bit of trouble here as Keen manages to get one back, but it's only on to Doran. And T1 are now chasing down the remaining stragglers of GENG, and they do it so well with this composition. There's the culling. It doesn't really do too much of anything at all, as the permafrost not going to connect onto Duro there, but he has to flash to get out of the way. And they'll trade Doran for a whole bunch more here as T1 move to 10-4. And is trying to defend against Faker's push, but it is unrelenting. Does take a lot of damage here from the Keen Sante, as the Emperor's Divide is going to have to be employed. That means that T1 do not have that if there is going to be a bit of a team fight. The Glacial Prison also was thrown out earlier on, as Carrier looks for a bit of an angle here, gets the charm onto Chovy. So T1 not really hard committing, as it's a fight for a Gromp, guys. There's the Destiny, and okay, Chovy thinks that this is maybe an angle. Shifting Sands does get Faker out of there, and remember, this is 3 items onto Chovy now. Maybe it's an opportunity, but you can see the culling just kind of hitting the air, and now T1, they can back away if they'd like to. Would they like a team fight? That is our question, but without the Emperor's Divide, perhaps they do not want it.
Well, GENG is slow playing this. Do have Doran probably looking for a base and immediately TPing back. There's a good amount of flank angles behind them.
Yep, there is a Mega Cone here as well for chovy if you'd like to utilize it. But
Oh, Doran.
yep, there is the teleport in as Doran diving on top of Keen here as chovy holding onto this gold card for such a long time. Carrier comes on over, and there is the all out. It is going to be the secure on the dragon with that unsealed spellbook from Duro as Canyon's just going to drive his way out as best he can. Down goes Doran as GENG, they slow down Carrier as well, and I don't think he's long for this world as the Ardent Blaze will be able to tag him, so he's not going to be executing himself just yet. And so GENG able to deny the soul, and will also...
Let's not talk about unreliable, okay? It's too much. But he did teach us that Grump is important as GENG startup Nash.
Yeah, this is what they learned from T1.
Just Nash.
They just start up the Baron. If you got as chovy finding an angle, or did T1 find a chovy? Chovy kind of knew that this was what was happening. He doesn't have an arm guard, so he's just dead. And now the quickness goes all over the rest of GENG. Can they find it? No, they cannot. The Emperor's Divide throws them into the mix. And now Ona trying to dash his way out. Ruler is doing a decent job, but Gumayusi just getting on in there. My God, he slaughters them. It's a triple kill for the Xayah, and T1 say, well, I guess we'll take a Baron.
Just want to do well at Worlds, which... That's everyone.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
It is something that they haven't quite managed to achieve just yet.
Need a Hail Mary here. Maybe a multi-man ult from Canyon. Otherwise, we go into game 3.
Oh, there's the Destiny to come in there as they found Canyon on the flank. He only gets Ona with the ulti, as now Gumayusi is in a little bit of trouble, but he's got the Featherstorm. He's buying so much time, and the Emperor's Divide to get him out of there as well. Ruler is the one that's down so low as they trade 80 carries, as now Keen dives in, but he cannot pick anyone up, and it's Doran finding his revenge. He'll also get cleansed. Everything is fine, and now chovy and Duro versus the world as the teleport to get chovy out of there will be interrupted by Ona. As Doran says, yeah, we are going to a game 3, and I'm going to take us there by destroying these Nexus turrets. And he's getting some revenge after being bullied earlier on. These health bars aren't going down as fast as they really wanted to, as chovy flashes out of the grand entrance. And we're just going to zoom in here on Doran booping down this Nexus with his hammer. Gets the gun out there as well, just to show that it can transform. That was real cute. There's a demonstration of that 50 gold that I was talking about that is very, very important to bring us to game 3. Potentially a possibility if they want to engage, but instead it's Thresh. Oh man, we haven't seen this for ages. This is something that Gumayusi Carrier used to be great at in the past.
It's the 2022 era, right?
It really is. That was a
spring 2022.
That was a pretty good year for T1 if you just don't look at the game 5 between them and DRX.
Or the game 5 between them and RNG.
Yeah. But otherwise,
brilliant
year. Brilliant year.
We have chovy on an insane damage threat with laning pressure. We have Keen on Renekton. We have Canyon with a counter matchup. And then we have Ruler on Senna.
Yeah, it's this is going to be a little bit less of the GENG doesn't have enough damage and more of maybe GENG has too much damage. We'll just have to see, as T1 still certainly a lot of opportunities to make plays, find team fights, and get things done. I don't think this is by any means a draft gap. Let's jump onto the Rift for game 3. Yeah, I just needed to give them a chance, right? I need to give them a chance.
It might be happening for all
and
we
also,
know.
I had it like ringing him. That's all right. Gumayusi does grab a white gun. This Carrier throws another death sentence a little bit wayward. It just does the rage ignite. But Ona is there. This is setting up for a bit of a dive as they will
Faker's
get...
here.
Yeah, Faker in amongst it. Teleport is going to come down from Kane, but I believe that one was interrupted. Another one. As never mind, not actually going to come on through there, and they do manage to get that first kill. Faker locking down first blood as Ona is able to flash away as well. And even Doran will survive as the Dominus did come on through there, as Canyon takes about 15 years, but he will be able to take down this dragon.
I think he's more on track for that.
He's going a really weird build though, because I was talking to aiming, and you're supposed to build Essence Reaver first, aren't you?
No, Atlas, I know you don't actually.
He can still make up for it by building Runon second,
Atlas,
right?
I'm not ready to talk about DK. Okay, we can talk about Donkey Kong. No one to talk about D plus Key. I was off that day. That wasn't real.
Oh, it definitely was. I saw you in chat.
Yeah, and
I remember because you said juke, and that made me sad. He's already a juke, okay? As all right, Carrier with the flash play. Ona looking to go on in as well, but the Arcane Storm wants to take down the tick. One more tick will do it, but it's not going to connect. As now the cask will deliver Canyon to his death potential. He did have to subjugate there, and oh my god, Ona survives the headbutt to get Gumayusi out of here, but he is an absolute demolition machine. And GENG, they might be staring down the barrel of their first loss of the season.
Keen trying to look for a counter pick. The hook hits him.
He does manage to at least get Carrier. He's flashing in, looking for even more. The turret's helping him out at the same time. But Ona is also going to be able to get a cute little charge, and that will help take down the Croc. This guy's in. It is built different, ladies and gentlemen. And that whole time, Gumayusi was just slaughtering them. 3-0-3 now on the Aphelios. Yeah, we're going to need a few hundred more years.
As you highlight, I want everyone to look at Owner in this fight. Carrier starts it off, but the fight initially isn't actually that good. Carrier almost goes down. If he goes down and that becomes a big Chaos Storm, could have been there, or Arcane Storm could have been different. Then that cost. But then here, Owner goes in with just the slightest bit of health, takes down Runa, which is the essential damage necessary, and then Doran, being a frontliner that we have seen him be for so many teams, including GENG, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Got them 2 titles. And then Keen here. This is really funny as Owner, just with barely any health left, gets the point-blank charge.
And tanks the turret, and tanks a the turret shot afterwards as well.
Yep, 4.5k gold lead now. And I think this Drake GENG are going to contest. I don't know if they really can.
There's the Hex Flash hook onto Duro. Not too much more to happen after that. There's a glorious cask onto chovy. Does get the gravity field down as now Duro does get a pulverize, but Faker is making his way in, and Ona just finding it. Ruler goes down yet again. The entire bottom lane has been removed, and Faker will just take a bit of a journey underneath the turret. Might have been a bridge a little too far as Carrier looks for another cute little play. Needs a few extra links in that chain, though, if he wants to get that one. As Ona going in one more time. It's the most balanced Trundle has looked all week, as the hook this time is going to connect. It lands onto chovy. Guma's going to grab that kill, and Carrier, I mean, I don't know how it worked, but it absolutely worked. He had some of the most crazy hooks ever, but he lands them when he needs to. And G, because there is shoes and then 2 items for Ona, and there is shoes and 1 triangular fan here for Canyon, and it's not really looking great. This is just a T1 that are well and truly powered up. We're talking about like item spikes that are just perfect for this stage of the game as well with this composition. As a hook is just going to sail on by. Death Ray going to come on through there as well, as chovy will be able to at least sidestep the cask. But Owner is looking to make his way in. Another hook is going to be fantastic here, as chovy's already got that flash on cooldown. In comes the Moonlight Vigil, and down goes GENG. There's at least a couple of kills back here, as they do manage to trade with the help of the turret, but T1 is so far ahead, they don't really mind that Doran and Carrier go down. The damage is still here.
There's still a walking turret in the form of Guma. Ruler doesn't get to play the game.
He's an upgraded turret.
Yeah, because he also kills other turrets in a matter of seconds.
Well, red-white don't fight. Well, that is not what T1 are thinking. They've got a green gun now, so the extra range here for Gumayusi.
GENG, like, I'm trying to think of angles for them to somehow bring us to a competitive game 3. We need probably Canyon to steal, or they let this one go and he needs to steal
actually,
the next
there are
one.
3 rounds for this particular end of the year. As Ruler is just going to get engaged on, does have to flash, and there's another cast. This time, no avoiding that, and that is Faker grabbing a bunch of extra gold. And Carrier tried to play it the last couple of times. It hasn't really been all that inspiring. This is working out a bunch better, even after a couple of flubs earlier on.
And now you're also looking at a scenario where, how do you actually engage onto T1 if you're GENG? Because there is Carrier, who is a walking lantern bot, has Flay, Canyon is dead. He might not be dead on the screen.
He does have a lot
he is dead.
of speedment.
He is dead.
So is this dragon.
He'll run. He'll make him work for it, but
yeah. Well, Alcove gaming there, as he does. Doran just going to boot himself away to try and avoid that.
Not again.
I've
not again.
seen
Not
this
again.
play before.
Oh, it's the fake out, and Faker then
the
comes
Faker
in for
out. Whether that is all that relevant, because the game could just be over in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful snowballing from T1, right? It really comes down to that one dive in top.
Oh dear. Ruler is just dead. Cut the video, cut the video, cut the video, cut the video. Didn't need to watch it. It's a little bit worrying here, as at least Kane does have a Dominus. Faker is going to take a Lantern Ride to get out scot-free from that one. And chovy comes on over, but he comes on over a whole lot later than he needed to. And Arcane Storm is down underneath this turret. He does go golden, as that is a dead Gragas. Maybe, no. They are, in fact, too far ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
The wallets, Atlas!
Yeah, that was the piano-sized wallet right on the noggin of chovy. And T1 will be able to push these super minions in for the first time in a deciding game of a series this season. GENG are looking to go down. We'll see, there is a pillar of filth there just to delay it. And his health bar vanished. Why are we getting a replay? Zono he is just here. He was just ready.
You know what? Getting 2 flashes, that's worth. I'm not even shouldn't have happened.
Well, T1 just going to deny this. Is Keen okay?
Atlas, this whole situation,
Yes.
it just reminds me of when you were like, Mao, I'm fine, and then you were not fine. That's what I'm looking at right now!
It's the jet lag scenario, yes. Well, the Victor is just going to get taken down as T1 just catch 2 teleports that come in, delivering members of GENG to their doom.
They're doing it, Atlas!
They are definitely doing it. They're just going to wander down. Baron is unnecessary as Ruler is going to be discovered by Ona once again. This time the snare comes in, but now he's just going to hunt him down to the ends of the earth, and that is maybe going to infinity in this game because T1 will end it and end GENG's streak. 27 is all they will get as T1 in their home ground will be able to take down GENG for the first time this season.
What a win here for T1, and it's vintage. It is 2022 again. We are watching Faker impact the sidelines, and we are watching Aphelios fresh. And you know, Carrier, he just had to shake off the rust.